He would be smitten and spat upon. He would suffer vicariously. He would be crucified with robbers. His hands and his feet would be pierced, but his bones would not be broken. Lots would be cast for his clothes. He thirsted while he was on the cross, and he was given vinegar to drink. He would say things from the cross. There were 7 things that he said, one of which was, "My God, why hast thou forsaken me?" He would be buried in the tomb of a rich, and he would rise and ascend. Those are just about 20 prophecies out of the 300. But let's go back. Let's not focus on the prophecies so much. Let's focus on what I'm calling motifs. Motifs are a collection of symbols. The motifs in the Old Testament begin to add layers of description and of character and of power and of his intentionality and of his motives and of some of his activities and his qualities and certainly his virtues. Again, we can go all the way back into the 3rd chapter of Genesis to encounter this enigmatic Messiah. In Genesis 3:15, there's this fantastic motif, which also happens to be a messianic prophecy. Now here's God, who had just confronted Adam and Eve because they had broken his law, because they had violated his trust, because they had believed a lie. They became guilty of a sin against God, a transgression which affected their very soul. And he put a curse upon the ground because of their transgression. But he also put a curse upon the serpent who tempted them. And he said this to the serpent, who represents Satan. He said, "Because you have done this, cursed are you above all livestock and above all beasts of the field. On your belly you shall go, and dust you shall eat all the days of your life." Here's the messianic part. "I will put enmity between you and the woman." Remember, he's talking to the snake. "And between your offspring and her offspring. He shall bruise your head, and you shall bruise his heel." And here's where we should ask who? Who is God Almighty talking about? Who is the he?